judiciary is being blackmailed by the analysis of elections on television that has no relationship with the actual process of, results and election management. And a lot of people are very ignorant about this.
We are busy focusing on the petition in court right now, and another group are already here advising Atiku and Peter Obi to step down, or they said that they are wasting their time. The CSO suggests that Atiku and Peter Obi is wasting their time in court. I want you guys to hear what Uwangu said about the INEC and IReV and that of the BVAS and uploading of results during the elections and how he's defending them. The whole thing is just messing up with my head. I'm not supposed to laugh. This is a serious case. I don't know why I'm laughing right now. I want you guys to watch this video. We'll be right back.
The challenge is that the judiciary is being blackmailed by the analysis of elections on television that has no relationship with the actual process of, results and election management. And a lot of people are very ignorant about this. And we should be able to put it constantly on IReV. Those who are holding on IReV are holding a straw that is not strong, because your agent already has this result, and it is your responsibility, not my responsibility, not INEC's responsibility, to prove that the result on the IReV is different from what your party agent has. Number two, there are no citizen agents. Citizen agents are not recognized by law. What do I mean? Somebody goes to polling unit and he's not, by law, he should not have a copy of the result. And that is the man you are depending on as your agent, when he has no power by law to get the result. So we have seen in court now that people said they will bring 400, some say they will bring 50. All of you are witnesses, it is live. How many of them have been able to bring agents? And the statistics of parties who have agents is public record. INEC released that days to the election to say this party has this number of agents across the country, this party has this number of agents across the country. If you were not able to have party agents, you cannot be doing this sophistry around IReV. And we need to put it out there. So it answers your question on disinformation and misinformation. What do I mean by that? If I am a member of a political party and I lose election, immediately I lose that election, I will step away from partisanship and begin to talk about, the process. If you check some of the comments that have been made, they say, oh, they have no problem with the outcome. They have problem with the logistical challenges. Logistic challenges in elections are perennial in Nigeria. And the reason is because of our size. The reason is because of the infrastructure deficit that we have in our country. There are places where you need to do 4 hours, 5 hours on motorbikes to reach in our country. There are hard to reach places. Many people talk about internet and say, oh, this result should have been uploaded real life. How many people have taken pains to find out the internet connectivity ratio for our country? How many of our places have connectivity right now as we speak? So the law is crafted in a way that if this cannot be uploaded real life, that you can follow that result to the next place where it is. And mind you, it is only when there is a controversy that you go to IReV. If there is no controversy, if nobody is challenging it, you don't need to go to IReV in the collation center. So all of this is important for us to understand. And Chifana, the challenge about I cannot guess on Chief Olisakwakoba's intention. Hugely respected, made a lot of investment in this democracy. But like I said yesterday also, if you listen to me, we don't believe you just simply because you are Olisakwakoba. We have to believe you on the strength of the knowledge of the process and the context that you are able to put out. 2023 election had a greater logistical challenge because of the cashless policy that we had during that election. We had fuel issues, we have escalated banditry and insecurity. In the light of that, you realize that a lot of INEC officials, like the executive director has said, were also killed. INEC officials were killed, were kidnapped, abducted. They are Nigerians. You cannot explain that away and say, oh, no, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Those infringements by external issues affected all the processes that INEC has put in place. But even at that, we then now have to look at percentage. If by 11 o'clock, 60% of polling units are opened, what then happened? All of us are living witnesses that in many places, INEC extended the time for voting, even up to the next day in some places, meaning that anybody who wanted to vote was not disenfranchised because of the extension of time. Now we added 93, we extended our voting capacity to 93 million. 87 million people collected the PVC. Only less than 25 million people voted. What does that tell you? If a state like Kano has 6 million votes and it was not able to do 3 million of it, you should know that the BVAS is the game changer. The BVAS is that instrument that took away voter identification theft, meaning that anybody who approached the voting area must be the authentic owner of the PVC. So even if 87 million people have PVC, many of them collected those PVCs for different reasons, for identity card issues, for apathy in the sense that democracy is not working for majority of our people. So many people, but those who came out, politicians ordinarily, where they can manipulate, like dubious advantage. So if they could not manipulate to bring those 6 million to bear, then we should give credit to the BVAS. And every report that I have seen, including us, CTA, Yaga, European Union, and all, including situation report, says that BVAS worked for 98% in the polling units where it was deployed. 98% is an A plus. So voter accreditation and voting, went on smoothly. And that is a plus. And that is why Faith Wadishi is telling you that the positives for 2023 election is something that we are hiding. In all the comments about the election, nobody talks about that the BVAS works for 98%. And that data is available on Google. You can Google it yourself. I don't need space. It's not something I'm inventing. Why are we talking about those things that didn't go well and not giving credit for the things that went excellently well? I don't like to talk about outcomes because outcomes are for partisans. I invested in the process. If the process is good, the outcome can be anything. It is those who are invested in outcomes that don't bother about process, because the only thing that anger them is outcome. If the outcome does not favor them, then the process is not good. Now, there is a continuous call about Nigerians are angry. Many Nigerians are angry. You are correct that many Nigerians are angry. 13 million people voted on the other side. 13 million people who voted did not vote for the winner. And the reason is clear to all those who like to investigate it. Now, 8 million people voted for the winner. If you are doing a perception survey and you are talking to people on the street, you are likely going to meet more of the 13 million people than the 8 million people who voted on the other side. So if you talk to somebody who is angry because his party lost, you cannot impose it on generality of Nigerians. Those 8 million people who also voted on the other side are Nigerians. They are not aliens. They are happy. They are not angry. And there are other people who did not vote who are also on one side or another side. So when you say Nigerians are angry, you are correct. But tell us the number of Nigerians that you talk to that are angry. Don't just say Nigerians are angry. That is unstatistical, and it is something that you cannot defend. What are we saying? Are we saying the 2023 election was without challenges? No. The challenges of those elections need to be put in context. That is what we are saying. Put it in context. And INEC is going to get into a review of the 2023 election, like they do after every election. Different stakeholders will be invited to that review. We can make inputs to answer the question that you talked about what next for amendment. What next do we do for amendment? It is a product of that review. And my organization, working with NOA, has already kickstarted a zonal review of the 2023 election. We have done one in Kano, we have done in Enugu. I don't want to share what the outcomes of those reviews are. But the thing I can draw for you is that ignorance is parading as authority when it concerns electoral matters. Emotions does not continue. I know election is an emotional thing. I agree it's an emotional thing. But knowledge should always shut down emotions and ensure that when people make comments, they are making comments that inspires confidence in the electoral process and not the one that causes people to think that what all these efforts that were invested in 2023 was a waste of time. I think that 2023 was a watershed in the sense that BVAS was for us a game changer. And the managers of that election, rather than being excoriated, should be praised for the first and foremost ensuring that that election held. In 2011, we postponed election midstream. Election was already going on when we postponed that election. In spite of all these challenges, the Independent National Electoral Commission went ahead and overcame those obstacles. You will not think that there were not going to be challenges. But what did they do? How did they respond to those challenges? That is where I'm interested in, and that is what I'm happy about. Thank you.
I don't know how some men like this can sit on the press conference and start talking out of points. We are talking about uploading of results, that the police can have a certain copy, and the party agent and that. Now, the problem is, did this man really notice that there was no result uploaded on the INEC server? I don't really know how their children are really feeling sometimes seeing their parents or their dad messing up on TV like this. What you're doing now will affect the generation yet unborn, because you making this mistake, another person say, okay, Tinubu don't did the office, me and leave her. The next person will also come because Tinubu did it. The next presidential candidate with upper hands or more influential will also come and did worse because Tinubu did it and got away with it. Now, another person will also come. They will do the same thing, even more worse, because he knows that he will go away with it. That is the issue. We have to deal with corruption from the scratch to the root. It shouldn't be that I have personal interest against him. I want you guys to tell me, what do you think about Mr. Owago and Nay's statement? What he said about the petition, what he said about the elections and the IReV and the BVAS and the servers, and the election that were conducted in the open is not the actual election that should be read, that there's another election that were conducted that was not recorded. So I want to hear from you guys. I know there are a lot of lovers of Tinubu out there. What do you guys think? Is he saying the right thing, or this man bluffing, or is this man talking trash? I want to hear from you. If you know you love Peter Obi, you love Atiku, you love Tinubu, or you love Nigeria, give me your own opinion about what this man said. Do you think if this man is your father, you'll be proud of him about what he's saying on national TV like this? And if you know this man, if they leave you and this man in a room for just one night, what will you do with him? For me, Anyway, we're going to be ending the video here. Thank you guys for your time. I just can't do without appreciating you for your love and support, for the growth of the channel, for giving our video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Plan BTV team love you. We love you. Come and join the team. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you will be among the first person to be notified anytime we upload a new video. Until we meet again. Peace out. God loves you. God loves you. God loves you. Please subscribe. Subscribe, Biko. I'm begging. Subscribe. I need a subscription. I need it. I need it. Get me to 50K. I beg.
Don't forget to subscribe to get notified. And as you share your support, now say God bless you too.
Sense on the bed.
Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Oh, Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Plan B TV.